If you are a new property agent and you have just got your license, congratulations! Welcome to the industry. To prepare yourself while getting to know your job and setting up your new business venture, I'd like to share with you the 6 calculations that you must know and be familiar with as you become a property agent. I'll cover the detailed calculations in a separate video, but in this video, I'll explain what are the various calculations that you must know as soon as you are an agent. I'll share with you how I normally present my calculations to my clients at the end of this video. So don't forget to watch to the end. Let's get started with calculation number 1. Private Resale Timeline. The first calculation you must know is the Private Property Resale Timeline. When your client is either buying or selling a resale property, you must be familiar with the process, timeline, and payment schedule. Failure to meet the timeline and not getting all the necessary funds ready and on time can lead to complications and you may be penalized. To avoid this financial burden, make sure you know this calculation. At the very least, you must know option to purchase date, also known as OTP date, loan approval process, CPF application, exercise date, stamp duty payment due date, completion date, and the amount of money required at each of the above stages. Calculation number 2. HDB Resale Timeline. If you are handling the resale of HDB flats, you must also know the timeline for the buying and selling of HDB flats. HDB process is more time sensitive because HDB has stricter rules and policies that all buyers and sellers must follow. HDB processes have many considerations due to the many different buyer and seller eligibilities and transaction timeline. In general, you must be familiar with the following for the HDB resale procedures: HDB loan eligibility, CPF usage and application, intent to buy and sell, issuance of OTP, exercise OTP, valuation application, HDB application submission, HDB approval, and HDB completion. Take this opportunity today to read up from HDB websites the processes, practice the presentation with a friend, and verify the accuracy with a mentor. Practice this a few times until you become very familiar. This will help build up your confidence and you'll be more prepared when you meet with an actual client. Calculation number 3. New launch project sales timeline. Many new agents love to start their new career by introducing their buyers to newly launched projects. Developers are paying out attractive commissions and encouraging property agents to push their projects. Needless to say, you must know the timeline and the various payment stages if you want to start transacting new launch projects successfully. Here's the list of the various terms and timelines you need to know for new launch projects. Option to purchase date, loan application and approval process, CPF usage and application, sales and purchase agreement delivery, exercise OTP, stamp duty payment amount and due date, completion date within 8 weeks, and the progressive payment schedule. Knowing all these timelines are important, but monitoring them on a regular basis is equally important. As the buying and selling processes involves many different parties, sometimes they can be overlooked. As property agent representing your client, you should monitor and have a checklist of what needs to be done and by when. Check off the items as soon as it is done. Calculation number 4. TDSR and MSR calculation. TDSR stands for Total Debt Servicing Ratio and MSR stands for Mortgage Servicing Ratio. These ratios are MAS rules for calculating the maximum housing loan amount one can qualify. TDSR are normally applied for private properties and MSR for the purchase of HDB flats or an executive condominium, commonly known as EC. You will need to prepare a list of data from each of the borrower, such as their income, age, and regular expenses like credit cards and car loans. Use any of the available TDSR calculator found in apps and websites to calculate the maximum loan they are eligible. With the results from the calculator, you can calculate the maximum eligible loan, and with that, you will have an idea of the maximum purchase price of their next property. This will help you narrow down your search for a certain type of property and sizes. It'll save time and make your research more efficient and effective. Calculation number 5. Sales proceeds. Sales proceeds calculation typically is used to calculate how much cash proceeds the seller will receive after they have sold their property. It is to help them have an idea of how much available funds they will have in their CPF, and after paying off their outstanding loan, how much cash they will have on hand. Knowing the cash balances and the CPF funds available can help them plan for their next property purchase. This is what we do to help clients in asset progression planning. We provide a picture of our client's overall financial situation and develop a plan for the subsequent property purchase. Sales proceeds calculation is important, and it is usually the main conversation piece with your seller and buyer. Learn this calculation well and practice as often as you can and with anyone that you meet. Assure them that you are not selling any items, but for you to improve your calculation skills. Calculation number 6. Mortgage loan. This calculator calculates the monthly repayment sum. It shows the amount of money payable on a monthly basis. This will give the buyers an idea how much they need to set aside every month to pay for their housing loan. They will then gauge if they are comfortable in paying this sum every month, and they can decide if they should proceed or lower the purchase price to have a more comfortable monthly repayment. This will help you to streamline the budget and purchase price. It can help you to be more focused and search based on their requirement. It is understandable if it is confusing or be overwhelmed if this is the first time for you. What you have learned during the RES course for RES exams are theoretical at best. Now you are a practicing agent and you are now using real tools to help you and your client in an actual transaction that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is one big investment amount, and you need to be precise and to give correct advice within the standard market practice. As promised at the beginning of the video, I will now share how I present to my clients. I will not start immediately and dive into property conversation. I'll usually start with a casual conversation, create a relaxing atmosphere first, and then slowly lead the conversation into property. You will need to have a notepad or an electronic tablet where you can write notes. I use an iPad in most of my note-taking activity. I will gather all the necessary data that I will need for the calculation, such as income, outstanding loan, CPF usage, accrued interest, and so on. Then, depending on the calculation that's needed, I would key in the data and have the calculator print out the results for me. I will store the data in the app for future use, but I will not show my clients the results of the calculator immediately. It is for my reference only. I will then create a separate note page and draft out the calculation, line by line, explaining to my client each step of the calculation. I use the results of the calculator and explain them by writing line by line. This way, the client will be able to see the calculation being unfolded and have a better understanding on the calculation. I encourage you to try using this presentation style and improvise to suit your own personal style. I find that explaining line by line allows the client to absorb the information better. You can give it a try and let me know in the comments below how it goes for you. As I mentioned a few times earlier, practice and more practice is the best practice. Nothing can beat this if you want to improve fast. It will smoothen your presentation flow. You will appear more confident and your client will quickly learn to trust you more. You've got to practice frequently with your friends, family, and potential clients who are willing to support you. You've got to know these calculations so well that you can easily calculate and explain to anyone confidently. They are the foundation that will help you establish your professionalism and help you gain trust with your clients. So if this is your initial stage as a brand new real estate salesperson who has just joined us in this industry, learn this calculation fast and learn it well. You'll be pulling ahead away from the others soon enough. Click like, share, and subscribe if you find this video helpful. You'll be helping me a lot if you can click on all the 3 buttons. Check out too some of the other videos that I have as shown here. Let me know if you have any questions, and until my next video, stay safe and bye for now.